Okay, so this is the review of my movie update over the past few weeks. Just a general list of all the movies I got. So included will be all the Blu-ray and Italian movies and so forth. Just kind of recap of how many movies I have right now currently. In this case right here in this trunk, there's a few movies on top, but in the actual trunk is a full of movies, probably about, I don't know, 50, 75 in there. So just a whole bunch of movies in there. Then I have, all the James Bond movies. I have Motel Hell and Deranged. There's more movies right there. There's a Harry Potter box set. Then more movies up here. And these are double stacked 2 rows deep. Movies on top. Then another row. Then another row. And then another row. So in this entire case right here, that case, there's probably 400 in there, if not more. Then up here is HD DVDs with 2 rows of regular DVDs. So probably another couple hundred. Up here more movies. Up here more. Another double stacked. And then the Blu-rays. So in this area, probably 400. Then in this case is just more movies, probably another 400 in here. So altogether, probably around 1400. So now we can move on to the newest ones I got in the past few weeks. Okay, so the past 2 weeks, I got a small collection of movies. When I buy movies, I don't buy them just to buy movies. I buy what I really like or something I'm really interested in. And there's lots of movies I pass up just because I don't think they're good enough to buy unless I find them for real cheap. So yeah, I'm very selective when I buy movies, and even though I have a lot. So first up is one of the 2 Blu-rays I got, and it's Black Book. This is an excellent movie, very, very good. Probably the director Paul Verhoeven. Yeah, he's made some very famous movies. Probably one of his best, as far as well-made movies. It might be his best well-made movie, right next to Total Recall. But it's a really, really good movie. This came out like last October, and I rented it back then. I watched half of it, and I stopped it halfway through. And the reason why I stopped it was because I really, really liked it. I knew I was going to buy it, so I stopped it, and I was like, well, I'll just buy it, and when I buy it, I'll watch the entire movie from the one I bought. Because I don't want to buy a movie and just not watch it. So now I just got this a few days ago, and it took me like more than 5 months to buy it. And the reason why it took so long, it's one of those movies. I don't know how many Blu-rays were released, but apparently not too many, because you can find it used on the internet, and you can't find it any cheaper than like $20. Whereas many Blu-rays you can find for $14, $15, but you can never find this one for cheaper than $20, and that's without shipping. And then new in the store, it was always $35 new in the store. So I finally found it for $25, and I just couldn't wait around anymore. So I just got it because I was tired of being too choosy. So I finally got it, and highly recommended. Next is 3:10 to Yuma. This is I thought this was good. I don't know if it's a great. I'm not a huge fan of westerns, but as far as being a western, I thought it was really good. There's everything about this movie is really good. It's not great by my standards, but for a Western, it's really good. It certainly looks really good on Blu-ray. There was some issues watching the Blu-ray on my DVD player. My Blu-ray player, but it's not the disc. It was the Blu-ray player needs an update, so I was relieved to find that out. But otherwise, a good movie. Then DVDs, I bought Gremlins. This is a movie from the early 80s. This is a movie I haven't seen in a long time. I never bought because I never thought it was that great to buy. But I finally found it. I found it at Best Buy for $10, and has some pretty good special features on it. And I decided, well, it's been a while since I've seen it. I'll watch it. I watched it. It's a pretty good movie. It's not something I would rush out to buy, but it's worthwhile watching and buying if you find it for cheap. Then we have Blank Man. I found this for $4 used. Probably wouldn't pay too much more than that, but for $4, it's definitely worth $4. It's available in a few editions of this. For some reason, there's a full screen DVD, and then there's this DVD, which is widescreen and full screen. So anytime I found this movie, I'd always find it in the full screen version, but I finally found it widescreen too. And there's some hilarious moments in this, and it's a pretty good movie, all the way through. It's just not something I'd buy brand new or anything. So for $4, it's a great buy. Then another movie I've yet to see. Actually, I've never seen this, but I've really wanted to see it, and for some reason I just never got around to it. And anytime I did find it at the store, it was like used. Like I find it like used at a store for like $35 one time, and I finally found it for $6 used, and that's Blue Velvet. And this is the special edition. It has a new digital transfer supervised by David Lynch, a documentary, deleted scenes. It has the Siskel and Ebert review. There's some really good special features in here, including a little booklet. So I was happy to see this, and I pretty much bought this because I like David Lynch's movies, and this, lots of people says they really like this. I've never heard any people say that it was bad, and I figured, well, I'll probably like it. There's no reason why I should not like this, even though I have no idea what it's about. But this is something I'm sure I'll like. Then we have Stay. This is a movie that I saw in theaters and I liked, but I wasn't too sure about, and I didn't like it enough to really buy it, so I just never did. And then I finally found it for $1.99 used, and I picked it up. And the second time around watching it, I liked it a little bit better. It's still confusing to a point, but it's still fun to watch. Some great visuals. I would have paid $5 for it, but for $2 you can't beat that. Another $5 used DVD. I rarely buy new DVDs unless it's something like 101 Dalmatians, which I bought when it first came out earlier this month. I bought that used. I bought that new because it came with a nice little dog. But beyond that, for some reason, these Disney movies that's being re-released in the 2-disc limited editions, once they come out brand new, they're like $15. Then after that, they're $20, and they do not go any lower than that. Even when you find them used at a store, they're like $16, $17 used. Like The Little Mermaid, I've been wanting to buy that. I cannot find it for any cheaper than $17. It's really odd. Why would they make these limited releases?